look at it on our break.
All right. Hello, and welcome back to Dragon Poet Society. I'm your DM, Nicholas, and although it's not shown on camera, there might be some sneaky Instagram pics of a lovely new DM screen that the team bought me, like total sweethearts. Anyway, welcome back to Dragon Poet Society. We're going to be picking up with the next session here. I'm going to set up my music. And there's always something, there's always something little. Unfortunately, Kat's not going to be able to join us this particular session, and we're going to go through some scheduling shifts. So thank you for bearing with us, being here on the Monday. We'll be back to Sundays starting next week. Save the dice, very nice. So in any case, we'll be picking up here in the recap in just a second, as soon as I get my music sorted. And yeah, otherwise, hope everyone's been having a good week. And let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to pick up right with the recap as the party advanced to level 4 last session. They had engaged with many of the twisted creatures that dwelt at the Damden Ranch in Bright Meadow, where they had come to help resolve the Flicker event, or at least get to the bottom of what happened to Anetka's parents. After dealing with the goat-like Truff brothers, they uncovered an underground entrance, cavern, barn area beneath the normal structure, with numerous dripping animal corpses hanging on chains and shadow-stained ground spreading out on the floor in a spiral pattern. Pressing onward, they engaged with a man with a cow's skull for a head, who was quickly joined by 2 shadowy gloom shepherds. Using some clever tactics and a fair bit of healing magic, the party was able to defeat the darkened trio and explore the underground area. There they found a female human skeleton with a massive dent in its rib and chest bones, sat upon an altar there in the underground cavern space, along with a spell circle done in animal blood and several ritual items and animal skins. Destroying the circle and taking the skeleton up above to the surface, the party entered the ruin and shadow-stained remnants of the Damden household, which seemed to have collapsed sometime in the last little bit, and also held a shadowy spiral shape kind of indone on the floor. Here, they were struck with dangerous memory imprints and visions, including what seemed to have happened here to some of the occupants of the house, as well as some less easily identifiable visions. Unfortunately, their actions did not seem to have undone the madness of the beasts on the ranch, for they heard and saw another pack of howling hounds and maddened, stampeding beasts, bovine and other herd creatures pushing towards and attack the Bright Meadow citizens who were making their exodus to Solni. With little time to lose, the party quickly found and unearthed the grave of Parissa Damden, the deceased skeleton that they deduced from their vision in the orchard, from the vision in the house, found her grave in the orchard, and set her weary soul to rest. Shortly after, the animals seemed to disperse off in the distance, and the shadows receded, leaving only a spiral scar on the land where the house ruin remains. Having averted a full-scale assault on the evacuated townsfolk, the party now readies to return to Solni along with the refugees and ensure that Anetka's parents have a safe journey. They are tired. Many of them, I believe 3, Flo, Anetka, and Cackler, all have dark, shadowy circles under their eyes and look a little worse for wear. Our resident Tanil is still pretty donkey.
Pretty donkey.
But you're a pretty one.
He's not dangerously donkey.
Not dangerously donkey.
Just pretty donkey.
So, okay, just double checking that our volume works because my. All right. Anyway, so with that, you're at the top of the hill plateau that Damden Ranch was built upon. What is everyone doing?
Gonna kind of awkwardly tap Slate on the mid back because it's as high as I can reach and give him Vigilant Blessing as we're progressing. You have advantage on your next initiative roll.
Nice.
That's nice. That's a good buff.
Oh.
Do like that.
Yeah. And you feel a little spine tingly shiver.
Since I am not doing so great right now.
Okay.
Has it been more than 8 hours since we set out?
Since you set out from when?
From that morning.
So we left off just you guys at the top of the ranch. Do you mean to get there and
all
start?
the way back.
So it's been more than 8 hours since then. I would say No, it hasn't been more than 8 hours. I would say it's closer to, because you guys did do a short rest in the barn, I believe, before heading on down after fighting the Truff brothers. So I believe you guys spent at least that time plus the investigative laying Parissa to rest, all that kind of stuff. I'd say altogether is probably closer to 4.5 hours since your first departure.
Okay. And Annetka is beat to all heck and just sort of almost lolling because she's very tired. Is anyone maybe able to give me a little more healing? I'm not sure I'll make it through another fight.
Well, I suppose I could help, but I am not sure that I will have too much in me left as well. I'll need to do some more brewing, perhaps at a rest as well. If we're also hurt, can we afford to rest, or do we need to catch up with your family?
I would like to catch up with my family, and I think I'm at the point where I don't think even just sitting down for a bit would help. But I'm not able to go to sleep either.
Well, perhaps if your family were traveling rather on a slower pace, given the unfortunate condition of Bria, was it?
Bria,
yes. Well, given her condition and injuries, as well as them moving with some of the other townsfolk and with their living goods, perhaps if we rest now, we could catch up with them later. If we're more rested, then we can catch up at a better pace. I'm just throwing out ideas here. Don't let me decide for everybody, but that might be an idea.
I mean, that is a good idea. I'm just wondering. I'm just worried about, and she'll sort of point to her under eye circles.
Yes, that is quite unfortunate. I wish that I had something for it, but I have not yet deduced a concoction.
We're gonna tap Anitka and why don't we go back to the village and try to hole up in one of the houses for a little bit and just see if we can rest at all.
Yeah, maybe being further away would.
Are you casting message?
Well, I would tap her on the shoulder and she would
Cast message back to you.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, he's just.
I'm abbreviating it.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, Tennille, and she'll say, and I'm thinking maybe we could, maybe it's just being in very close proximity to the house. Maybe that, because we were very close when we were trying to sleep earlier. Maybe that would fade being further away.
I didn't sleep in that barn. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. No, I just see horrible visions. It's really fun.
Yeah. Same. Can we get away from this place, y'all?
Well, we have to head back in that direction anyway.
Let's go. I'm ready for sleep.
I don't know whether he's agreeing with us or not.
You guys heading back in the direction of the town? Okay, so heading westward now, back down the hill. You guys can see some of the beasts and other, the hounds and stuff like that were all gathered together. They seem to be dispersing and kind of aimlessly wandering now. Some of the hounds seem to have reverted back to their sort of trying to herd some of the cattle situation. And you guys go on for a little bit. You can see them in the distance. They're kind of confused. Some of them watch you pass and kind of skirt away, but none of them come and approach you. But off in the distance, you do see what looks like the shape of, you see sort of the skin visible and catching the sunlight and stuff like that. You do see what appears like someone who is off to one side, not too far, maybe a couple 100 feet away. They look like they're unclothed, just sort of crouching, kneeling maybe in the grass.
Do they look like any animal-like at all?
Make a perception check. Kind of hard to tell at this distance, but we'll see how you do.
We're outside, so that's a disadvantage. That will be 13.
13. Kind of hard, like I said, kind of hard to tell at this distance. They certainly seem very like shrunken. You know, it's not like a big bulky form or anything like that. So that's about all you can tell.
Do you want to check that out?
A shrug. But at that mention, Teal hasn't been wearing his gloves out here. He's gonna put them back on.
Okay.
Worry about the spiral symbols and things like that.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to look, but perhaps we should go ready for trouble.
I'll lock one of my crossbow bolts.
Okay. You readying to fire if there's trouble?
Correct.
So you guys get over there a little bit off the sort of normal pathways and stuff between some of the ranch areas and farmyard, and you see what looks like a middle-aged, sort of olive skin, tanned, balding man, naked in the grass, kneeling and chewing at the grass. He's like pawing at his head, and he sort of and not too far from him is like a huge blood-stained battle axe, just like resting in the grass.
I'll move back to him.
The individual seems to be like in considerable distress. There's like he wipes away some spittle, and it seems to be like black and tar-like.
Gonna tap a Nitka. Can you try that trick with him?
Yeah, I mean, I might get moving back, but there's no harm in trying, right? And she'll take out the finger knitting, point towards the man, and be like, "Are you well?"
So you wait a second, and you sort of see these like wide eyes glaring directly at you, and sort of nostrils flaring, and his thoughts are just like a confused tangle. You see sort of these huge muscular arms holding this big axe, and you see like hooved feet that like through his own eyes, and then you also see this like just tangled mess of fury and confusion, and it's just sort of like you have to like pull away because it's such a tangled mess and unpleasant thing to encounter and brush up against.
Oh, shh. You're okay. You're okay. And she'll sort of point towards the town. Let's go there. They can help. They can help, okay?
It's sort of starting to paw on all fours and then just sort of slumps. And you get the sense that this person is like on death's door.
How big is this battle axe? It's just a huge battle axe.
Yeah, really big, two-handed.
But like humanoid bearable.
Possibly, yeah. So yeah, humanoid bearable, just very large.
Yeah.
I think that this person is very close to death and doesn't seem they're all the way cow, but they're not all the way human either anymore.
Did you tell us like what happened with the mental bits?
Yeah.
That's probably the guy that we saw that threw the skulls when we were at the town. Remember that big old guy in the distance? Apparently no one does.
I thought he had the head that was like the guy we saw.
There were two.
Oh, there were two separate ones?
True.
I'm gonna tap Nick again. There was this maybe the goat man that we killed and the skullhead man that we killed. Slowly saying now, skullhead man.
Skullhead man.
Skullhead man. So do we think he's one of them? Do we could try just healing? I mean, it's obviously not gonna fix the cow thing, but just fix the injuries.
So he doesn't seem to be exhibiting any kind of injuries. It just seems like his breathing is really ragged and slow, and his whole body seems really emaciated and like sallow. His skin seems to almost be like sinking back in to like stretch over the bone, like the muscle underneath is starting to melt away. He reminds you a little bit of what Vanessa looked like in the below the Planky Pint Inn, but not so feral and aggressive. More just like the sickly part.
Eka will take a ration and sort of crumble it onto the grass.
He sort of and just keeps like munching at the grass itself and kind of ignores the ration.
What do I want to do with them?
Yeah, so I don't.
So, angry.
And then he just sort of collapses into the dirt.
I'm gonna walk over to the giant battle axe.
Okay.
And I'll like make like as he does that, I'll speak and go, and then just walk away. And I'll walk over to it.
Okay.
Once I get up to it, do I notice anything special about it, or does it just seem?
Make a perception check.
Perceive it.
I save. Ooh, a lot. Perception. 23.
23. Seems like a pretty standard, if bloodstained, great axe.
Great.
Is it apparent
It's a
where the
great
blood
weapon.
came from?
It was like within arm's reach of the individual.
Okay. There's no hewn corpse.
There's no human corpse within immediate vicinity. The blood is dried and looks old.
Got it.
In Flo's voice, I'm gonna look at him and go, "Hey, bestie," and like I'm pointing at it.
I guess I'll go try and heft that axe.
Well, at least you're well liked.
Yeah, you can pick it up. It's not a weapon you're particularly skilled with, but your strength certainly
Okay.
can manage it.
I mean, what do you want me to do with this?
It's heavy, I mean, but you're a Goliath, so it's not that heavy.
I mean,
Can I use it as a throwing weapon?
You could attempt to make it an improvised throwing attack, but it is not. You surmise at least that it's not balanced to
For throw.
for throwing like a javelin or hand axe might be.
you wanna, I mean, at the very least, take it back to town. Maybe someone recognizes the axe.
Sure.
Yeah. See.
Worth a try.
Yeah. And the man has he stopped breathing?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're just living here.
Well, that's, I suppose, necessary, but unfortunate. Some part of me would like to give him a good burial, but I understand we have a timetable.
Yeah. I mean, the hounds will eat him. It's fine.
He gives you a look like, what?
Oh,
What?
I mean,
well,
It's nature.
I mean,
we could just bury him. You know, like civilized people.
I would, but my back. Perhaps, do you have a spade?
I have a brand new axe.
I'm not sure how well that will do for digging, but
I don't have a spade.
I'm just gonna go like civilized people.
I mean,
Can't yourself, camping.
Are you gonna stop and dig a grave?
If it's like, if I can get it done in a reasonable time frame,
I'll come over and signal that I will help.
Okay.
then yes. But
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it'll take. You know.
my plan would be, I'll go at it from a 45 with an axe, another 45 with an axe,
Okay.
flip it out.
It'll probably like dull / ruin the axe and need like the axe would need sharpening / repair before
Bury
it
him
can
with
be
the axe,
used
that's
properly. But yeah, you're able to get it done with the two of you working together over the next 15-20 minutes.
Okay, that's reasonable.
okay, now he'll be eaten by worms. I'm not sure I see the difference.
Neil's still giving you a look and just kind of wanders off.
She'll message him. What?
Shakes his head and keeps going.
I mean, you do make a fair point, but this is supposedly customary. Somehow this is better. Shall we?
Sure, let's head back to town.
Okay, so you guys make the rest of the way back, which is a little bit of a journey, but not too far. And it's now a ghost town situation. The last caravans have left. It seems like they somehow shepherded or bound and carried the people who were also exhibiting similar symptoms of sort of animal-related madness. The pens are all empty, that kind of stuff. A lot of human feces is like splattered around in those spaces. And there seems to be obvious signs of an egress rather quickly. But for all that, the town is reasonably intact, aside from the few buildings on the eastern side that did get taken down.
Loot? Question mark.
I mean,
Has that been said, Cackler?
I'll write it down on a piece of paper. Just hold it up. Loot? Question mark.
wait, we.
Loot! Let's go! And I'll come with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Annette go with them as well. Mine just
Dang.
seems
Run your
practical.
own town.
I mean, they're not using
She
it
doesn't care
anymore.
about burying people.
Make
Not
an
using them?
make an investigation check.
Everyone?
Each you can make it.
Let's go.
Oh,
We looting.
we're looting.
We looting.
15. 21.
Oh,
Come on, Nick. Come on.
oh! Don't rush me.
Rush,
21
rush,
as well.
rush.
Okay. It feels like it was pretty well picked over for essentials and money and stuff like that. But some larger pieces were kind of left behind. You find what looks like a expensive, for this area at least, oil painting of a family.
I should take them.
Some other things that are kind of harder to carry. You do find, of the 21, the two of you together actually uncover a small, or rather a good-sized chest of some kind that's locked in one of the houses. Otherwise you find some loose supplies, uncured leathers, a set of leatherworkers' tools. Below you sort of find some leatherworkers' tools, blacksmith's tools, and you also find 4 you find 4 sets of what look like cured rations, cured meats, as well as a set of pots and pans.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't find the words. The two of you are like lifting the chest together. It's heavy.
Can I try to open it?
Trying to unlock the padlock. Yeah, go ahead.
Is there anything that resembles like
No.
tinker's tools?
No, that would be separate. This is blacksmiths and leatherworking tools.
It's not. It's an 11.
Okay.
Um,
You don't find it, but you find it not particularly yielding to you.
could I try? And she'll point towards the pistols. Thank you.
Give it a whirl.
Oof, not great. That's a 7.
All right. You're a little rusty, and so is the lock. It's not terribly successful.
Can I just use the handle of the thing and try to just bludgeoning it off?
Handle of the thing.
Of the little cleaver, the cow cleaver.
Oh, the magic weapon.
It's like
Sure. Make a strength check. Or yeah.
strong. I'm way stronger. We're going to 17.
17. Sort of.
Yes.
And the rust did weaken its integrity, so you sort of and break the serviceable but rusted and old padlock on the chest.
Brody used to call that destructive thieving entry. Well done.
I'm just holding my hand out, waiting for my thieves' tools back.
Yes.
Put them back and open her up.
Okay. So inside, you find what looks like a small, rather fragrant wooden box. You also find 3 silver trade bars.
This fragrant wooden box. May I open it?
Yeah. Inside, it seems like it's some various spices that you're not as familiar with. They might be coming from somewhere else that you haven't been before. But it looks like there's 3 different pouches. There's like 3 different sections. The box is divided into thirds, and in each of those there's a handful of different spice pouches. So there's 5 total spice pouches.
Anetka would like to look. Do any of the spices look like they'd be good for like making a natural dye?
Make a nature check.
Is Flo smelling any of
You're off somewhere else picking. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Because you rolled differently, I'm gonna say you like kind of went to a different spot, and they found something different. What 1 sec?
15.
Okay. You'd probably be better off, like either selling them, and then turning them into something else, like and then buying the dyes yourself. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
My personally, I'm just gonna leave them.
They seem like they.
You can tell they're valuable.
I'll take the silver bars, but leave.
Okay. So add 3 silver bars. They're each a pound.
How heavy would all the spices be together?
Not very heavy. It's loose leaves and like things like that. So altogether, it's like half a pound.
Okay, Anetka will take those then. It's like, we could maybe we'll trade the silver bars and sell these once we get back into town.
Okay. Flo, what was up with you?
Was there any metal around the blacksmith's stuff?
Yeah. Some spare. Like I
Any
said, the
metal
tools
back?
are all the tools are metal.
Okay.
But if you're talking about like crafts and things like that, yeah, there's hanging horseshoes and cinches, stuff used in farm equipment, stuff like that.
Okay. Any metal that Flo's eyes in particular would.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. That one.
Oh, darn.
You know,
metal.
it's mostly scraps or used for a particular purpose, not really the type that would be really fitted for maybe what would be your ideal.
Okay. Can I pull out one of my bullets and look at it really closely, and then look again to see if there's anything that matters?
Can I try again for my net one? Sure. In this particular case, I'll allow it. Go
Okay.
ahead and roll an investigation check.
Not much
Better.
better. 9.
9? Unfortunately not. It doesn't seem
Okay.
like there's anything realistic. You know, maybe something that small was already taken. You're not really sure.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good.
Does Anetka recognize the family in the oil portrait?
You do not. But it seems like it is portraying a family with 3 little boys, and a mother and father of some years, but you're not sure where. They all look closer to being of Shadviran descent, or maybe Vianthan. Like the dad has that sort of reddish white hair, sort of faded a little bit though. So you're not particularly recognize. You know, it's at least of some value, but it's big. You know, it's big oil painting. So. All right. So while that was all happening, Tennille, Slate's resting.
Well, I'm not gonna loot the town, but I would like to look around for either if anyone left behind a hat or something I can use to wrap my ears if I still have my ears when we're on the road with people. I don't want them noticed.
Yeah, there's plenty
You'll
of
probably still have ears.
there's
I'll
plenty
probably
of
still have
there's
ears,
plenty
but-
of clothes,
Okay, yes.
including like sun hats and stuff like that, or shade cloth hats.
Okay.
There's even a couple shade cloth hats which are more valuable and better for you in that.
Okay, I'll take one of those
anyway.
and make sure I can like tuck the ears
Yeah.
up inside so that it's not so noticeable that
Mhm.
I have them.
Yeah, the hats. There are 2 of them that are made of shade cloth. Both of them, you know, are worth gold.
Oh, I'll
Valuable
grab-
to have.
I'll take both of them with the intention of selling one then.
Okay. All right. Well, having looted some of the town, you guys reconvene in any particular building, or
The shop, the yarn shop, maybe?
okay. So you go back to Shelter's Gould, and it has been relocked since you guys first broke in.
Well,
I can pull mine out and give it a shot.
Okay.
I've got these tools.
Go ahead and roll. You presume that your family locked before leaving.
Oh, I rolled really nicely. So it's plus sleight of hand, right?
No, it's your dex bonus plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient with these tools.
Okay, I am proficient with these tools. So 17 plus 19 plus 21.
21, yeah. No problem, get in. This looks like, you know, a fair bit of it was the major stuff. The money was taken out, a fair bit of some of the other things, and you kind of get the sense that, given the urgency of how things were going before, it's possible that you guys bought them time to be at least get some of their valuables out, their loose coins, things like that. So that's nice. Otherwise, there's plenty of half-made garments, fabric, and spools of yarn and things like that, threads, supplies, as there was before. Small store, but serviceable and looking like it's, obviously unoccupied at the moment.
Well, here we are.
Yes, indeed. Are there any like half-made garments that would look particularly interesting?
There's a few. Mostly, it seems like they were trying out different color combinations. One that kind of takes your fancy is like a lavender shawl, or like shawl situation, kind of coming just down to the neck, collarbone situation, and it got like embroidered suns.
Ooh. Is it like knit or sewn or?
It's knit.
Anetka will
Most of these are.
will take that one with the intention of finishing it up. Did we want to try see if we can rest in the town?
Flo's gonna grab something off the rack and like put it over her face and like lay down on the ground.
Okay. Yeah. Your bright orange cloth just.
The Solni collection.
So you're going to sleep. Is that what you're
Yes.
attempting? Okay.
Yes.
I'll try to do the same.
Okay. Is anyone?
Should anyone keep watch while they're just knocking out?
Yes.
I mean, I'm knackered too.
I'll kind of point to myself, and I'll take first watch.
I can join.
Before most of us go to sleep, Anetka will probably take some wool just from the shop and spin a very, very fine thread of wool and thread it along the doors and window and ritually cast alarm.
All right. Very nice. Good idea. Okay. So the rest of you are going to sleep. Why don't we have you roll with advantage, Felina, for the attempt of.
So 16 plus 6, so 22.
22. There's a little bit of an unusual sound, at least not unheard of, but unusual, which is sort of a, and it begins to rain quite heavily, and you get the sense, as you would know, having lived in this area for not an insignificant amount of time, you would know that the Cloud Carver Conclave organizes specific areas for weather to have impact, and a crucial kind of linchpin to the farming communities and the overall agriculture and economy of the area, as well as just getting some relief from the heat. So you do appreciate the nice sort of through the window rainbow that you can see as that sort of combining with the ever-present sun. But otherwise, you notice a lot of strange like REM eye movements from Slate when he's sleeping, and some very sort of somewhat restlessness from these three, but otherwise nothing that like immediately draws your concern. They're less thrashy than you saw them before. So
Less
less thrashy. Let's have the three of you go ahead and make some thrash saving throws, which will be wisdom for the layman.
Roll better than I do, mine.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Flo. 10. Okay.
18.
Okay.
15.
Okay. All right. So your watch ends, and Renostus sort of sprays his plant, sets it gently aside before like patting down the space that he rests, and just
Oh, my back.
goes and lays on down. Presumably you're going to sleep as well, or are you going to stay up for a little bit?
Well, I only need to do 4 hours, so I'll stay up halfway through the next watch.
Okay.
In my sleep, I kind of like rustle.
Oh, my back.
All right. So the rest of you, who's on next watch? Who are you waking next? Because you didn't even sort it out. They just went to bed. So who are you waking next?
I'll wake up Slate since the other three look like they need more sleep.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you're alone on rest here, on watch, excuse me. So go ahead and make your perception check. Since you're in undercover, you don't have to make it with disadvantage. Despite the bright light in your delicate Chadviran eyes.
That will be a total of 14.
Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything particularly nasty or anything like that. The rain seems to be mostly lightening up by the time the couple hours were over, and your shift came about. So yeah, otherwise it passes without issue.
As I start my rest, I don't know if Slate would be able to see this, but I feel like if anyone could, it would be him. My spirit friend is going to come and teach me some spells that I can't use right now, but I'm gonna switch out some spells and learn a couple new ones.
Just learn donkey speech.
Just learn donkey speech, yeah.
Speak with donkeys, a specific spell.
Yeah.
It does not actually appear to Slate's vision in this particular case.
Okay, but I'm gonna pick up aid and lesser restoration and switch out something for detect magic.
Got it. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do while you're awake, or is that good for you?
I guess that's probably all I'll do while.
Okay.
Who am I gonna wake up? I'm gonna wake up. What did I say? 3 That would be you, buddy. I'll slap the cackler.
And you're up and awake.
Do I feel rested?
Yeah, you do feel a little bit better rested.
Huzzah!
You can pick someone to watch with you if you want. And Slate will pass out.
Okay.
I'll just stay.
Okay, go ahead and make your perception check then.
Yeah, that's not too bad. 21.
21. Flo is like cuddling her pistol in her sleep, and seems to be murmuring some like indistinguishable nothings, but otherwise, that's
How snug in there would you say that for someone?
pretty snug. Pretty snug.
So it would be impossible to like Indiana Jones this thing. Like,
Yeah, she's got like 2 hands on it. Situation like closed, clenched fists over it, kind of situation. So and her knuckles are sort of like an icy blue as she like clenches it, kind of hard.
That's intense.
But otherwise, your watch passes without other major event, and
This was a major event.
you guys win. Yeah, that was a major event, guys. You're in for a riveting session tonight.
Before she wakes up, I'm gonna like take a piece of paper and write like "bang" with an exclamation point, like roll it up and just put this.
I love it. Take inspiration. That's great. I love it. Okay.
Next time you fire, you see shards of just paper.
Yeah.
It's a confetti cannon.
Tennille, let's go ahead and get your wisdom saving throw.
Hey.
Oh,
Roll
good.
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's gonna be 16.
16. Okay, so as you wake, you give like a very loud oh gosh, and then just sort of like it reverts back to your normal. You're back to normal,
And then I
and
just
your
yell.
ears sort of like just like a huge waft of hair, just like coarse hair, just like all over your shoulders, like dandruff, just like brushing it off. It's like down your shirt a little bit. You're like it's like after getting a haircut kind of situation.
But I just kind of come to him like, yes! And then, like, a very uncharacteristic big smile on my face.
I'm gonna look in her shirt and just like it's like confused.
Well, it seems like we're all looking and feeling a little better. So that's good news. I certainly feel a little more renewed.
So everyone gets the benefits of a long rest.
Woo! Oh, don't worry, Tennille. He'll always be a jackass to me.
Amen.
All right.
Felina finds that hilarious. Tennille is very, like,
Miffed.
what did I do to deserve that?
Respect.
I'm gonna kind of look at Flo and the cacklers. There's still under-eye thing going on.
It does not appear to be. They appear like I normally am, with just like normal dark shadows under your eyes, but not like pools of tar-like darkness. So just a little more tired, but
She'll look at Flo and point to her own eyes.
same situation.
They look better.
So you're just like bleary-eyed, but not, in like weird, shadowy stasis.
That is better. And Annette will look around. She'll look at some of the unfinished garments and use that as inspiration for her knit mage armor.
Okay, yeah, it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that. Fashion in Shavir, more long coats and stuff like that, maybe some fur scarves and things like that to keep for the warmth. Fashion in Solni, more like togas and tank tops, that kind of stuff. So this like straddles somewhere in between. So you end up with like a nice long, sleeveless dress, probably.
Like Brandon usually wears.
Yeah, the kind that Brandon usually wears, yes. Not Slate, specifically Brandon.
Yes.
So anyway, as you guys make your next plans, what are they?
Plans.
Plans.
Yeah.
It's a bold assumption
I know.
for us.
I know.
I
I can dream, okay.
I pull a piece of paper, follow the group, or just
That seems wise. Sure. Especially with that.
I mean, we need to go back to your uncle, yeah?
Yes, I must return a book to him.
And you should probably check on little one's parents.
Yes, because there does seem to be more of a fight, and maybe check on the people from the town too, see if they've, undonkied.
Yeah.
D-donkey.
D-donkey.
Donkey! Donked!
D-donk.
They weren't all donkeys. Some of them were sheep.
Cows.
Yeah.
In response to this, I just display a wide range of animal noises I collected from them.
What he said.
Yes, goats too. Well, shall we?
Chill. On the way out of the shop, I'm gonna tap Slate on like the kidneys again and give him
Oh, my kidneys.
Good old kidney tap.
Don't tap my kidneys.
like mid back area because it's as high as I can
Don't
reach.
you love a good blessed kidney?
Compared to a cursed kidney, yeah, but
We'll take it.
They have advantage on
Specifically,
initiative
your
now.
left kidney has advantage on initiative. It's filtering those toxins very well.
God.
All right.
Drinking contest? Drinking contest?
So, what's like the marching order as we're leaving? Obviously, the road out is wide enough for you guys to walk all six of you abreast if you wanted to. But if
the
you
worst
wanted,
family at Disneyland.
yeah, yeah. But if you wanted to kind of mix and match ordering, now's a good time. And also maybe consider who's leading up the sort of perception and leading the group kind of situation as far as that goes.
Flo's on the side of the group, kind of just like swatting at random plants with a cursed scimitar as they're walking along to stay entertained.
Tennille smacks, kind of like bats her hand away. Stop that.
Yes, I concur.
Do you remember what
Holding
happened
his
with the
purse.
bees?
Putting,
Yeah, I got amazing honey. It tastes so good.
And then-
putting the plant over the...
And then when I cast a
Okay.
spell, you went blind.
Oh.
You must respect nature.
And you get a floppy plant.
Blind?
Not intentionally.
What happened? Why did I go blind?
You made the spirits mad.
should I be called like a toddler? Just like put her on my shoulders so she can't mess around with other things. Keep her busy.
Group dad to go with group mom.
How do I keep ending up during this?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that rules you out from doing the perception check, since you're a little preoccupied. You're trying to deal with this. So the two of you are out. Who?
Can I go up on Slate's shoulders like a crow's nest and like without his permission, just like jump up like try?
Okay, make a dex check.
All right.
It can be contested if you
If
don't
I
want
don't know this is happening, I will probably try and dodge.
to. Okay, also a dex check.
Go for it. Just 'cause I think that's funny. I'm probably gonna have a crow on my shoulder. But... Oh yeah, that's a.
I got a 19.
Oh, that's actually
No.
that will be. And it's a straight dex. You said.
Mhm.
21.
Damn it.
Oh!
So you just sort of like take a clawing jump towards him, and he just sort of like shoulders out of the side, so you just see flying crow, just kind of do a barrel roll landing.
As soon as I like do my barrel roll, I'll act like it was intentional and like go to like one knee and do.
Okay, make a perception check at disadvantage.
And a deception check.
Perception is a 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, it seems like a pretty clear day. Some of the ground is a little muddied from some of the rain, but already it's just softer now. It's less muddy because you guys have been getting constant sunlight since that time, so it's a little bit softer. Certainly well-worn roads with lots of wagon tracks and stuff like that moving out of the village, out of the town, excuse me. And you carry on for that with a little, good several hours of travel, knowing that eventually you'll probably come possibly to the shrine some way after the first day's worth of travel, or first turning's worth of travel, as you're going along. But the sun is kind of beating down on you guys a little bit now as you're getting into the journey. Your nice shade cloth hat is quite lovely.
Very stylish.
Stylish, yeah. I like to think of it as like a big sun hat. The kind they wear on Downton Abbey.
Look like I'm going to the Kentucky Derby. There's just like monstrosity
big
in my head.
monstrosity hat.
Feather.
Yeah. But you can decide what it looks like.
It's got a feather. It's totally got a feather.
With a feather in your cap, you guys are moving along and carrying forward over these next few hours, appreciating a little bit of a reprieve, enjoying some of the scenery, but definitely knowing and noticing, just from the sheer number of tracks and the way it's torn up the road and the surrounding areas. I mean, clearly there are people who are traveling off the road, but just adjacent to it because there's just not enough room, and people seem to want to stick together, just judging by the tracks and stuff like that. It's a bit of a haphazard situation. And after a little bit more travel, maybe third hour or so, you see a sharp veering of wagon tracks coming up. Oh!
Good catch.
Good catch.
Get the slapping thing.
I know, there you go.
Yeah, really veering there.
I know, that's quite a veer. There we go. Sorry, team. Thank you for catching that. Good deck saving throw. You're seeing this sharp veering of a set of wagon tracks off to one side. And as you're just sort of stopping to immediately remark on that, you hear sort of just like off in the distance, "Help! Please help! Help!" Coming sort of from the direction the wagon tracks seem to roll off a hill off to the side. That kind of hides it from plain view, but you're hearing it come in that direction. "Help! Oh God, please! Gods, please, help! Help!"
Do we recognize the voices?
You do not.
I look at the group, shrug my shoulders, and keep walking.
We should
I'll pick him up by the scruff and.
maybe check to see if it's the caravan, but it's also, is anyone else suspicious? A wagon we can't see, someone calling help.
That person, what was their name? The guy who comes in on They Fly.
Vulture.
The Vulture. The Vulture, that dude. Should we sneak in?
Yeah, I think sneak in just because this seems like a really good way to set up an ambush.
Yeah. I can.
It's probably a trap.
It's probably a trap, but I can make a sneaky.
Let's sneak
You're
in.
also hearing another voice. This one sounds a little more familiar. It's a female voice saying, "Help! Help! Please! Please! My foot's caught by the wagon! Help! Somebody help! Is anyone there?"
I think we should still sneak up, but let's go.
This one sounds, it takes you a second to place it, but it sounds like Leska Lonehand, the gal who revealed some extra information about Hugard Dam.
You got dead, but it could also be someone forcing her to say that. Yeah, let's still go up. Obviously, someone from the town is there, but yeah, let's be sneaky about it.
I'll cast Pass Without a Trace and kind of give a side eye to Flo. Make sure, like watching her as I do it to make sure she doesn't go blind this time.
I'm like, what?
All right, so let's go ahead and get stealth checks and add a 10 to your bonus there. Ooh, Renault's just rolled really well.
I really needed that too.
I needed that as well.
Renault's just got a natural 14.
Nice.
Very good. Okay,
25.
25.
17.
27.
Okay,
24.
okay,
Or sorry, 29.
okay.
Yeah, right.
21.
21. And what was yours again?
24.
24. Okay, so overall, quite stealthy as sort of the the light seems to just not quite brighten you guys as much, and sort of since you're in broad daylight, it just feels like you're getting a more stealthy approach via quite natural seeming means. Maybe an aura of just unremarkableness kind of placed. And you guys are approaching. In the wagon, you do see like a broken wagon wheel off to one side, and like a trough that the rest of the wagon seemed to have like furrowed into the dirt as it veered off. And you do see, after you crest this hill and kind of come down, you see a sort of at the valley of this small hill. There are other kind of hills adjacent, or small little hills kind of creating this clump of hills. And in the valley where it naturally would have rolled, there is what looks like an overturned wagon, and you're still hearing the voices. They seem to be coming from the far side of the wagon.
Kel sort of motion, like, let's keep going.
I'm gonna keep an eye out overhead.
Okay, go
As
ahead and
well.
make a perception check.
I'll knock a crossbow bolt.
You're doing what?
I'll knock a crossbow bolt.
Got it.
Well, those were both mediumly okay rolls. So that is a 17.
17. You do notice, some normal birds like twittering by and stuff like that. But you don't notice anything in particular that's
Okay.
really stark. As you guys are approaching, you see some trees that are sort of intermixed with this sort of sparse set of hills. And you hear, "Help! Help! My foot's caught! My foot's... Ow! 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 My foot! No!"
Tough.
At Kel points like this seems like a you job. Or actually, she'll message him. This seems like maybe a you job.
Okay.
Seeing Nanika do her finger knitting, I'm gonna kind of tap and lean down and whisper to her. Try messaging Leska.
Good call. And she, do I need to see the mess? Oh, it just says point towards a creature.
It's just in the
within range.
direction of it, yeah.
Yeah, she'll point over and think about Leska and try to be like, "Are you okay?"
What's the range?
120 feet.
Okay. You cast it, and you don't get any particular response.
Okay, no response.
So at this point, you're about 100 feet away from the wagon, and the sort of valley of hills situation is before you, kind of entering the space where it would be a little bit more narrowed by the adjacent hills.
She'll
The grass is kind of taller here.
sort of whisper to the group, "I tried messaging Leska, no response. Trap. I think I'm still whispering, just for ease of communication. Out of character. Do we want to still? Probably better if we just take, if we can, just to take this vulture guy out. Maybe just head there, like we aren't suspicious of anything, but keep a sneaky eye towards the sky.
I think that's probably wise. Trees, to keep an eye on the trees.
Other trees?
There are some trees. Yeah, it was part of the scene includes a few trees here and there.
How tall is the grass we're in right now?
Like a foot.
Kind of like,
Just lay down and start crawling.
It'll take you a long time if you're crawling.
And Echo sort of pull some of the dye out of her sweater and prepare acid splash for
Okay.
any hostile creature that
I'm
comes
gonna-
within 60 feet.
Kind of move a little bit closer, making sure everyone's motion for them to stay within my range as pass without a trace. But I want to get within 90 feet of the wagon
Okay.
and cast sleep.
Okay.
Ooh.
Does sleep go around corners? Because you remember you're on the sort of
Right.
upturned side.
Okay. Let me double check.
Yeah. Can I get another? While you're looking that up, can I get another stealth roll? As you guys are clearly approaching.
Right.
Again, still in stealth with the pass without a trace. Is there anything in particular anyone else wants to do while she's trying to decide if she can sleep? Man, Renostus is stealthy. 28.
He's hiding behind the plant.
Yeah.
Like, what? This forest is walking.
Forest is Secret plant forest.
What'd you get?
19.
19?
14.
Okay.
26.
26?
14.
Yeah.
It's 15, but it was a nat 1.
Okay.
So.
So you do sort of stumble a little bit as you're doing that. You're still hearing the male voice also like, help, help! Somebody help! Is there someone here?
I could also point out, it's weird she's whispering that it's weird that he would expect someone to be here considering they're way off the road.
So it says a point within choosing. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my dice bag because I need more d8s.
What's the spell?
Should
Is
have
it
brought
like
a D8.
on a point and like in a radius?
Yeah, it's a point in a radius.
If you do it like a bow,
That's
a little
enough. Thank you,
past
sir.
Yeah, generally, unless otherwise specified, because some spells do specify that they spread around corners. So I'd say sleep probably, I'm going to say doesn't. But as Brandon is describing, if you pick a point that is beyond, that would catch it on the inside.
Yeah,
That
I guess.
makes sense. You
Yeah,
could
like
do something like that.
like on the
if
other
you
side
can-
of the
if you can,
wagon.
like imagine a watchtower. You could see if you can see through a window or something. You could do that in there.
Right.
But I wouldn't say it spreads up and down the watchtower through the like stone floors. That's probably would be my ruling on that.
Okay.
It's a little ambiguous, but because some spells specifically say spreads around corners and this doesn't,
Right.
I would say that's probably the case. But are you going to attempt to cast it anyway?
I guess my idea would be to kind of like jump around the side of the wagon and cast it as I jump out.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So I can like.
So you're gonna have to go get a lot
Yeah,
closer.
I'll get a lot closer. But
Okay.
the idea is kind of like to like an
So you're
ambush.
readying sleep.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so we'll just have you ready sleep.
I've got that right. That's what I'm doing.
Basically?
I'll give that one back to you for the time being.
Seeing what she's doing and guessing her intent, I will cast the warding bond on her.
Okay. So, like kind of before you feel this like connection come through sort of your temples and extend in this sort of cord toward her. It's a little bit. At first, you sort of get this like overlaying distaste or disregard initially as just sort of like a casual disregard, but some part of you finds as you're connecting you are sort of reminded of the things that you appreciate about Tennille. You think about the times that you think about you think about his skill and reliability, and you sort of connect with this other humanoid being and recognize their value and sort of push away that sort of callous initial spark, whatever that was.
Interesting.
And hearts grow out of your eyes.
It's the sparkly tattoo gang, okay?
Yeah. All right. So you got warding bond, which I need to reorganize my circles at some point. But in any case, okay, that's what you're casting. Anyone else doing anything else while approaching? We've got readied weapons that I'm hearing from Cackler and Anetka. Spell in the case of that.
She pulled out her dagger, it'll go real well. Real well.
So we've got warding bond, magic effect.
What does that do again?
It's a shared damage, I believe.
So yeah, you in this case, as long as you're within 60 feet of me, you have +1 to your AC and saving throws, and you have resistance to all damage.
Nice!
And I take whatever you take.
Because I'm Squish. I am Squish.
Cackler's gonna kind of peel off in one direction, kind of be off, like semi-flanking the rest of the group.
Okay, so just to you're sort of coming into this narrower passageway between the hills. You can kind of go up the one hillside if you want to. Would you like to go, if we're facing the wagon directly on, would you like to go to the left or the right of the wagon?
Right.
To the right of the wagon, okay.
And as I'm readying sleep, Pass Without a Trace is going to drop. Because
Okay.
concentration. So we're not quite as sneaky, but I think at this point we may have been discovered, so.
Okay.
How far out are we at about this point?
About 30 feet.
Okay. Once I get
About 30, 40 feet.
Once I kind of get up on top of the hillside, I'm gonna cast my Force Ballista like on a little turret and just have it like this is a little sentry up there.
Okay. So as you're doing that, Flo, I haven't heard from you as far as combat preparations. Or trouble preparations, I guess.
I'll go ahead and make sure my pistol's
fighting
loaded and ready.
Okay. Pistol's loaded and ready, so you're readying
it's
the
just
action
like,
of
yeah.
shoot your pistol as
Yeah.
an action. Okay. I'm gonna have all of you go ahead and roll a. Actually, let's do this this way. Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Flying off. Thank you. Roll that again. Alright, Flo and Cackler, can I get you guys to roll dexterity saving throws, please?
Oh.
Roll high.
Thank you. I didn't.
Listen next time.
Wait, I'll use that for more because I'm more important.
Okay,
20 total.
20 total, that's a pass.
5.
5. Okay, so you step near and hear as a bear trap
I was gonna say,
closes.
look for traps.
This one closes and you
I cackle.
you cackle and take 8 points of piercing damage and your movement is reduced to 0 as you have a bear trap
That'll do it.
clacked on your leg. And immediately, immediately you hear the like, help, please help, immediately stops and you hear sort of like a
Yes, my people.
and from the other side of the wagon come 3 Kenku, all with bows, who are knocked and ready to fire. So we're gonna have to go ahead and roll initiative.
Let's go.
Okay, and you have advantage.
And I'm gonna go ahead and get the combat situation set up.
Oh!
That's
That's good.
Do any of us who are holding actions get to go, or is
They
it?
were also readying their actions
Okay.
since you guys made noise and dropped stealth, so I'm gonna say that cancels, which also gives you the chance of changing to something else if you want to.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and take an opportunity to go to break as I get this combat set up and get everyone a chance to go use the bathroom and stuff. So don't go away. We'll be right back with this combat. So be right back. All right. And on that note, we're back from our break, picking up where we left off with a combat, an ambush that the party sort of began to see their way into and prepare accordingly. So we've got a situation with the overturned wagon and 3 Kenku hiding behind. We've got the cackler up here on the side of the hill who's got a bear trap on his leg. Otherwise, the team is sort of moving in as they reach around the corner alongside their enemies. So, I just called for an initiative roll, so 25 to 20?
25!
Flo with the
Nat
25!
20.
Very nice!
That's a lot of initiative right there.
Okay, Slate with 20.
Yar. Yar.
Okay, 20 to 15.
18.
18 for the cackler, nice.
Look at us.
Woohoo!
Not me, but look at all of you.
15 to 10.
Nice.
10 to 5.
9.
Okay. So we got Anetka with a 9, and Tania with an 8, and Renastus with a strong 6.
Mine can't
This is
even
not
roll
weakness.
an 8 or initiative.
All right, Flo, you are ready. You had your pistol out, loaded and ready, so you ready?
Just the soundtrack playing in my head.
Yep. You got that like combat alert in the old video games, like you know.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna make a shot at the guy I can see.
all right, guy you can most easily see is this guy here on the corner.
Okay.
So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. 16.
That hits.
Okay.
Big damage. Big damage.
Money, no whammies. Yep, no whammies.
I guess 9.
9 points of damage.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. So, and like a burst of feathers, and the paper shoots out of your gun. As well. You're like,
look
what?
at it.
A little bit, but it seems to have worked because with the flash and the bang, and bleeding profusely, the Kenku sort of rights itself, but is looking rough.
Okay. I'll stow it and pull out my other 2 saboteurs and like
Got it. Would you like to
start
move?
to run in. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the guy that I shot.
Okay. So you're in combat with him, but you don't have a way to attack at the moment. Okay, that's it for your turn with Slate up, with Cackler on deck.
Okay. I will move to engage. I guess one that I can see that isn't engaged right now.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, I'll activate my tattoo and take a swing at him.
Okay, so again, sort of the bristling white light shining through your skin and creating sort of an image of a flashing spear at the back of your neck and at your forehead. You go ahead and attack.
Actually, sorry.
You're going to attack from 5 feet away?
Yes.
Yeah, now that you've used it again, now you used it before, you can feel the blade extend beyond with your will.
That will be a total of 15 to hit.
15 hits, full damage.
I've played this game before, guys, I swear.
Yeah.
That will be a total of 8 damage.
8 points. Feathers, blood, and bones go spilling. Kenku's still standing, but really damaged, certainly from the attack. Okay, anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Cackler, you're up.
So I'm gonna use my vocal action and yell down
Net kill on deck.
Brother! Is that you
Aggressive,
respond? Like, and not, and like with my arms open, like, brother!
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Not 20 both.
I did not. They're probably not persuaded. Where did she go? Persuasion, you said?
Yep.
It's a 9.
You hear in like a different sort of higher pitched voice, "Sea blood and the crow."
Mommy?
Do you need to talk?
So
you got a bear trap around your leg. Your movement's at 0.
yep. Can I try to fix that?
Sure, you can make a strength check to try and pry it open. So go ahead and make a strength roll.
Nope, it's still there.
What'd you get?
2.
A 2, yeah. Unfortunately, clawing at it painfully, Still got his jaws right in you.
It's okay. I'll use my Force Ballista.
Okay. Did you want to place it separately?
Yeah, so I said like as a turret, like I placed it there because my plan was to
Okay.
place it there and then move down the valley and like.
So we didn't get to the point of you actually placing it
Oh.
before you set off the trap. So would you like to change your attempt to open it? You kind of already rolled. Is it a bonus action to place the turret or an action?
I think it's an action to place it. I thought I had already placed it.
Okay. I'll say you can do it as a bonus action, but not fire it,
Okay.
and that way you still get it out. So would you like to place it on the hill?
Yeah, I'll place it on the hill.
Okay. Go ahead and put it on the table. You got your money.
Hooray!
There it is.
It's bigger than me.
Gets the point across. All right. So that's it for your turn. Anetka.
Okay,
You're up.
cool. She will sort of turn towards the one that is engaged with Flo, wave her hands, and then sort of appearing in his space, there'll be sort of 2 ivory or bone-looking knitting needles, and I'll roll to attack. Nat 1, and they just clatter to the ground.
What are you casting?
Chill touch.
Okay, that's super cool.
Yeah. It gets cooler, if I don't nat 1.
Yeah, chill touch. But unfortunately, yes, does not. The needles just strike the dirt.
Kind of kicks the ground a little.
Okay, now it's their turn. So the one that's 10 feet away from Slate is going to try and shoot him point blank.
Disadvantage because I'm in range.
Only within 5 feet.
Interesting.
It's more about obstructing than being
Yeah.
like,
So that's a 20 total to hit.
Yeah.
and get.
So you're going to take 5 points of piercing damage.
I'll use my reaction to.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your dice.
It's not any sort of ability. It's just him saying, "Oh."
Well, that would block 14 points of damage, so I think we're good.
Yep. You just and the stone as your skin turns stone-like, the arrow clatters away.
Intimidating.
Yeah, the other one's going to shoot at the cackler up on the hill.
Go.
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
I'll do.
Over enthusiastic.
I imagine the thwomp noise that they make.
Yeah. That's also 5 points of piercing damage to the cackler. And then the one that's engaged with Flo pulls out a short sword and takes a swipe at you with a natural 2, so that's going to be a fail. And amidst all of this sort of whirling combat, you see...
From the skies.
Nope, not from the skies. From the other side of the hill,
Wait, my hill or the other hill?
other side of this hill, you see move into position another 2, 3,
Oh boy.
4 Kenku.
We have found additional Kenku.
Who are going to take up aiming positions and begin firing. They are going to go ahead and take shots. What's our range here? The short bow is 80 feet. Where's my tip?
It's on the other side of the computer.
You want me to grab it?
Yes, please. That was one thing I should have grabbed. But I'm pretty sure that 80 feet would be inches. 1 is 5.
New options.
So 12 is 60 feet. And then we got another... so 16 feet? Yeah, that's right. So 16 feet is their range. So yeah, they're all going to fire at the cackler.
That's some disrespect right there.
Yeah, no, I don't think these are your people.
All right.
No, brother.
13, 15, 22, 22.
Well, 13 doesn't hit.
Okay, but the rest do?
You said 2 of them or
13, 15, 22, 22.
I'll shield the 15.
Okay, so you put up a shield, so only 2 hit. So you're going to take 7, 8, 9 points of piercing damage, just 2 more arrows, and then you quickly whip together like a gear shield that flings off the thing. You're animating gears to block one of the arrows. But 2 arrows still find their mark. All right, that's it for the Kenku turn. Tanil, you're up with Renasta Sunday.
I'm going to move up and engage. I'm trying to get within 5 feet of both of these guys.
Okay, yeah.
And as I do, I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon behind this dude
Okay,
and attack him.
got it. Go for it.
It's a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits.
So
Roll
that's
damage.
going to be 9 damage on that
Whoa.
guy.
Okay, the sort of shadowy scythe from the back.
And then I'm going to Word of Radiance both of them, so they both have to make con saves.
Ooh, nice. Cool tactic. Okay.
Oh.
Con save for both. I got probably 1 pass, 1 fail at a 8 and a 15.
Yeah, 1 pass, 1 fail. So
Okay, so we'll say 1, 2, 3, the wounded guy, 4, 5, 6, the unwounded guy. Oh, they're both wounded. So, guy in front. Yeah, it's the guy in front.
Okay, so
who
the guy
takes
in
damage.
front is going to take 6 radiant damage.
6 points of radiant damage. Does the other guy take half or just none?
None. It's just cantrip.
He goes down.
Nice.
Down he goes. All right. With Renostus, he sort of, oh, Cackler, are you okay? And he kind of moves a little closer, uncorks a bottle, and he blows on it, and gives a good healing word, level 1 healing word to you. Level 1. Plus, I think it's plus 3, so it's 4 hit points back.
Take it.
As the fumes sort of waft around and heal you. And then, from the tree, you hear a sort of... and swooping above, high in the air, about 35 feet up, you see a brightly armored individual.
It's Gandalf.
Brightly armored individual riding atop a large vulture, and he's got a shield on one arm, and he's carrying like a blood red, 2-bladed javelin, and then in the arm that has the shield, he's also holding the flag that you see, which is the symbol of the wing skull superimposed over the wagon wheel. And from atop, he says, "Ahoy! So glad that I have come across you when my waiting was not left in vain. I should offer you a bit of a chance, a circumstance, as it were." And he's kind of like doing this as he's moving around. "You see, we have you outnumbered and outpositioned. You're outclassed. We simply want a few things and we'll be on our way, so give us what we want. Why would you fight? It's such a hassle. All we ask for is the sea blood and the raven, and we'll be along our way. No even valuables. Normally I don't deal in personnel, but the bounty was just too high to ignore. So, how about it, the rest of you? Carry them on, tie them on up for in a sack, we'll be on our way, and no trouble to you." So he's going to use his whole action to say this, like, speech situation. So what's the rest of you?
Betrayal.
Do I catch... So, Felina catches what he meant by sea blood and raven, but would Tennille catch he means Flo and the Cackler, I'm guessing?
Yeah, he's sort of like gesturing to the two of them
Okay.
with his javelin.
Okay. Alright.
"Come now! I deign never to do any harm if it does not serve my purpose."
Oh, fair.
Alright, yeah, time me up. That makes sense. Yeah.
And all the Kenku still have like their bows like ready, but that's what he's doing. Does anyone respond verbally or otherwise?
What did you do to the little halfling woman?
Well, she was an obstruction, a demonstration, as it were. But what her fate will be is not what these two's fate will be.
I'm just gonna look at your group. I'm a raging optimist. It's one of my faults.
I mean, you guys well, I don't trust a word you say, so I think this will get interesting.
Very well, I wouldn't trust a word from me either, but I guess circumstance will have to compel you.
Glaring at him, I'm gonna stab the Kenku in front of me.
Okay, it is your turn, so go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh!
Big shit. You have any rogue shenanigans?
14.
14 does hit.
Okay.
Go and roll, and that's attack because you are swashbuckling. So
Buckle their swashes.
those buckles are about to get squashed.
Thank you for the head action, Nicholas.
15.
15 points of damage. Yeah, considering he had 9 already, and his health is less than 15. Yeah, you just looking straight up at the circling vulture and the topped individual who looks suspiciously similar to. Has like a lighter blue, but looks like a blue-gray. Looks similar to Flo in some ways. But you just like look up and straight through the neck. The Kenku was like, as the sword just goes straight in.
That's some disrespect.
So
And can I run up the hill and like go to take a swipe at this
He's flying in the air.
He's flying
So
in the air.
I
Oh,
can't
okay.
I
That's
can't
right,
really
that's
show
right.
that properly
I
with the
apologize.
I need to get those like stackers that show different heights. They have like clear ones. They're pretty handy.
Super cool,
Yeah. So I'll have to look into getting those maybe for different aerial combat, but
Okay, for my bonus action, can I hide?
sure. What are you gonna hide behind? If you're
sleep.
trying to be hidden from him, I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna try and hide from the flying guy.
Yeah,
I
so
guess
he's up in
somewhere
the air.
wagon.
so you're gonna try and hide like in and around the wagon's
Yeah.
footprint. Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Hold on.
21. Okay. You're not sure if you feel hidden or not, given his like aerial position and view of seeing the whole situation, and he seems particularly fixated on the two of you. But you are sort of in the cover of that space at least.
Okay.
Okay. That's it for Flo's turn. Slate, you're up with Cackler on deck.
Okay. Am I in a position where I could attack the one that's already damaged?
No, you need to move forward a little bit more because the one that was near you.
I guess I'm sorry. If I could move into range and do
Yeah,
that,
you can.
I would.
Especially with your reach, you can definitely do it.
Okay, then I will take a swing.
So, moving forward with your reach, you do so.
14 as well.
Okay, that hits.
Good.
And the tattoos seem to be getting brighter with each blow he's landing.
That'll be 5 damage.
5 damage is enough to finish him off. So, you see like a little, kind of like the leading wake in front, like you, in front of like a boat or something like that. You see that, but with like sort of a grayish, blackish light that extends through with his blade and just falls down. All right, anything else from Slate? You got plenty more movement. Another 25 feet.
Are the other Kenku visible to me from my position?
I would say you can see like their feet, given how tall you are, but otherwise not really in a clear like attacking way.
So would it be possible for me to get to like
We need like laser pointers
here and kind of crouch down?
to hide from their view. You mean?
Just so they can't like take shots at me, but I'm getting closer.
Sure. Since they're on the hill, like I would say, and you're pretty tall, like they have a pretty good vantage. But you'll at least be in cover from some of them, I would say.
Good enough.
Okay. All right, Cackler, you're up. Anetka to follow.
Alright.
How's Cackler looking, by the way?
Cackler is not the best in the world, but it's okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I am going to see how this goes. Can I use a bonus action before I use my normal action?
Yeah,
Okay.
any order you want. Yeah.
I'll use my bonus action to fire my Force Ballista at the guy on top of the Vulture, see if I can knock him off.
So specifically him.
Specifically him.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm trying to go for a wing on the people.
No.
It's a vulture, but yeah.
Well, sure.
Get it right.
16?
16 misses. He pulls out his shield,
Oh, yeah.
and like the big like. This is the first time you've seen it fire, but it's like a crossbow on a hinge with like wheels, and it's like, and just like a huge rushing air, and you see like the air almost like wavering, and you can see like feathers get ruffled and stuff like that, but unfortunately it does get blocked.
If it hits, it knocks him back 10 feet, so I gotta knock him off the Vulture. I'll take my crossbow then, I'm gonna try to free myself from the trap.
Okay, strength roll.
You don't need to move. You're fine.
Nope. Not one.
Unfortunately, still stuck.
Unfortunate.
All right, Anetka,
I
you're
have
up.
to use all of my movement.
Actually, sorry, Anetka. Vulture guy gets to go before that.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. So he's going to quickly stash his. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to brandish his javelin, and he is going to throw it at Renostus. So.
No, Ren. The only one who hasn't done any damage in combat. No. Or attempted.
I don't know what her armor class is. That was maybe a mistake. So
I'm
it's
gonna
a.
say 16.
That was a 12 to hit. 12 to hit.
That's probably too low. That's gotta be too low.
That's
So-
gotta be too
I
low.
I
wanna say
think
it's-
she had a higher AC than that.
I want to say it was like maybe 14.
Yeah. But what you notice is, so she, and dodges out of the way, and then he like flicks his wrist, and the javelin flies back up,
Oh,
and he swoops down
I
and
want
throws it
that.
again. And this time he's gonna throw it at the cackler.
Nope.
I need
Oh.
that javelin.
All right, 21 to hit.
That's so
You might be able
good.
to
Yeah,
pull it
that'll
out.
do.
Okay.
Pull it out of the cap. Yeah, hold on to that.
All right. You're gonna take 11 points of damage.
I'm down.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the javelin just.
Do I go with it?
Um,
Does it like carry me back with it?
no, it does not. It does not. But he does make that same gesture and flies back to his hand, and as it does, you, if you were conscious, would realize it's serrated on the inside. So it, and you see like a piece of entrail just pull out, and like a huge internal gush of blood just comes spilling out. So you are like profusely bleeding on the floor.
Nice.
That's bad.
And I'm in a bear trap, so I'm bleeding from that too.
Yep. So you're on the bleed effect there.
Naturally.
Okay. Let's see. I think that's right.
Do what you can.
I'll do my best.
Good.
Okay, so that's it for his turn, and then let's see. It is going to risk. The vulture gets to go. It is going to.
Shoot lightning out of his beak.
It's gonna.
Dragon!
It's gonna swoop down. It's gonna swoop down and get within range, attack, and then get back out of range of Slate, and end up hovering about 15 feet in the air above you.
BS.
It's got a lot of movement, 60 feet of flying movement. So actually, if it's got 60 feet of flying movement, it'll be 25 feet above in the air. But as it comes in, it's going to attack with a beak and a talons. You will get an attack of opportunity as it leaves your space.
Oh.
But first beak on you, that's going to be probably a hit with a 21.
Sure does.
Okay, and then talons, natural ones. That's going to fail. The beak is two. So dark. 7 points of piercing damage, and then as it flies up in the air. So go ahead and make your attack of opportunity. Right, and then Anetka, you're on deck.
Cut it to me. That will be 22.
22 hits. Roll damage.
Ooh.
Swing off.
That'll be 6.
6 damage. You said over here. I got. As it screams, but pulls away just fine. Okay, that's it for his turn and the vulture's turn. Anetka, you're up.
Okay, I can't lift the hill. How far is the cackler from Anetka?
About 25 feet.
Okay, she will run up, she will pull out her healer's kit and some of the wool and sort of
That's fine.
staunch the bleeding and use the healer's kit to,
Automatically.
Yep.
Okay. So you're no longer failing. You're no longer well.
I'm unconscious and no longer bleeding out. Or no, not even that.
Yeah. So, well, the situation is, it seems like the, spurt of blood that's coming, is sort of swirling and sloshing, like your fluids are kind of sloshing in your body a little bit. As he's waving the javelin back and forth, it seems like it's pulling in that direction.
Oh my god.
They like a funny little dance on the ground, like a...
Not your whole body, just like the blood. Just like the blood from it. So, you are not taking any death saving throws at this moment, though. So, marked off the use of the healer's kit. At least you did that. That's important. But yeah, he's still looking traumatized, for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
And she'll turn towards the air genasi and be like, what happened to Leshka?
And he says, surrender and maybe I'll throw it into the bargain.
What a good guy.
Alright, Kenku turn.
Hooray!
Up from one hill to the other. One hill to the other.
Down from the hillside, Ganku claws.
Oh no.
Alright. Classic Kenku claws, everyone's Christmas favorite. We're gonna get two arrow shots at Tanil.
Okay.
Remember, you have +1 AC.
So that's a 20 and a 22. Rolling well with those ones.
Those both hit.
Okay.
It's something.
something.
You're gonna take 11 points of piercing damage combined.
Okay.
Remember your resistance to all damage, so
Right.
that gets rounded down to 5. And you take 5.
Darn.
So as the arrows go in, you sort of feel like ghostly pains where they struck. But where they struck you, it seems like they're lessened, and some of the momentum was like redirected in Slate's direction. One of them is going to, the other two, sorry, are going to actually shoot at Rhinoceros. Natural 1 for one of them, and bowstring breaks. And the other one is going to definitely hit with an 18 for 2 points of damage. Kind of skirts a cheek, jawbone area with the arrow there. Okay, that's it for the Kenku's turn altogether. And after that is going to be Tennille with Remonstrance on deck.
How far is it from here to here?
In the case of your weapon, which can float and
but
kinda,
it can go 20 feet.
you can go and 20 feet in any direction.
Yeah.
I'd say that's more than 20 feet.
Okay.
That's probably 25 or 30.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move it the full 20 as far as I can.
Sure.
On my
Remember, you
horse.
can also keep it hovering in the air if you want to chase after the flying guy.
That's true. Well, I'm going to use my free
Not to tell
action
you what to do, but
to yell to Renostis, you get chirps, Grandpa! And then I'm going to use my action to fire a guiding bolt.
okay.
I'm going to fire a guiding bolt at the dude, the guy.
The guy himself.
The guy himself, yeah.
Okay, attack roll.
The man.
The dude, yeah.
Dude, man.
That is an 18 plus 6, so 24.
I don't think you had the +6 when you're shooting a guiding bolt.
Spell hit.
Spell hit roll. Yes. What am I doing? Yes.
What a goofball.
I'm turn in my DM card. Jeez. All right. Yeah, that definitely hits 24.
Okay.
So,
then that's
Crackling silver energy goes spiraling into him. Like a helix.
10, 12, 16 radiant damage. And advantage on the next attack against
All right.
him.
So
Um,
strikes and advantage. Let's go ahead and put that.
and then...
Oh, you got him.
Go on.
Got him.
I guess I kind of...
Someone help. It's a trap, just like last time.
It
Don't
is-
help.
there we go.
There we go. I'll do
Maybe
this.
you do it
Yeah.
on a wing or something.
I'm gonna...
They're separate, but it is on him.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say that it's kind of hovering above the wagon up here somewhere.
Okay, so it's headed up in his direction.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
headed up in his direction.
His sword floating
There's just
towards-
this
There's a scythe just.
this vine-covered scythe is just floating in the air.
Nice, I love it. Okay, that's it for you turn.
That I'm gonna use my movement to kind of scamper back this direction.
Okay, scamper.
There we go.
All right, that's it for your turn. Renostis is up. Seeing how hurt he is, he's going to still cast another healing word in your direction. Again, in a D4 kind of way.
How generous of you.
First level slots, 2 used. This time it works better for 6 points of healing.
Hooray.
He's also going to turn and cast a firebolt at one of the at the farthest Kenku here, trying to pick off some of the external characters with a natural 9. But that is going to hit because he has more than +4, so that's going to hit. And that's a D10 for Firebolt. 9 points of damage. So shoots a bolt of fire out of his other bottle, kind of pulling different flasks here, like whew, whew, and dealing some serious damage, but not enough to bring him down. All right, top of the round, Flo, you're up with Slate on deck.
This is probably more than 30 feet away from you, huh?
What?
This dude.
Yes, he's well over 30
Can
feet.
I
Also out of
dash?
your line of sight.
Oh,
Also remember you're hidden right now, so if you dash
Okay.
out, you're going to become revealed.
I know.
Also, those you guys.
I know. I'll pop out and make an attack on the guy closest to us.
Okay, so it's just going to be a straight attack since you had to move, like run at him to get him.
Okay.
If you wanted to like sneak attack, you probably want to take a ranged attack of some kind to be able to do that. Because your element of surprise kind of goes away if you just like
I know.
bolt out and go. Wah! But go ahead and roll your attack.
17.
17 hits, roll damage, and it's no sneak attack though because he's got a buddy within 5 feet of him.
7.
7 points of damage. Okay.
And then can I see this
One
guy
blade?
now?
Yeah.
Can I dash to just in front of him or yeah. Actually no, I'll just go the rest of my movement however far that'll get me.
Okay. So you are going to
That's it.
provoke an attack of opportunity from this guy.
She's got mobile.
It only works against. She made a strike against this guy.
melee-
I can't.
Okay.
So this
He
guy doesn't
can't-
get to attack back, but this
No.
guy does. You're running right past him, and you didn't do anything to him. That says if you made an attack roll, the guy you made an attack roll against
Yeah.
doesn't make the attack of opportunity. The
I
other
can't,
guy
like,
does.
run around.
You can, but it'll
Out of
cost
his
you more
range.
movement.
That's okay.
Okay, so you can get out here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no worries. That it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you'd like to do as a bonus action? can dash. You can dash as the bonus action, and get closer if you wanted to get closer.
Sure, I'll come a little bit closer to this guy.
Okay. Sounds good. Got it. Alright. Slate, you're up.
Okay. I would like to move into combat with the 2 Kenku there.
Okay. Yeah, you want to move him up on the hill?
Like that, or do you want to be on that side?
He probably wants to be on this side and 5 feet away. I'm guessing?
Yeah, so I can more able to get to other places.
Yep.
And then I will attack the damage one.
Okay. Go for it.
Come on, hit. And 15.
15 hits. Roll damage.
Excellent. And so with the attack of opportunity on the eagle, we got 3 markers. So
Okay. So you got to 3 markers.
yes.
So what does that do?
It means I do a little bit of extra psychic damage.
Okay. So yeah, as you're making the strike, yeah, that arc is really like visible now, and it seems to create this sort of like hum as he's going through the air.
So the max roll, so that's 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Yeah, that's plenty. And you see like kind of evidence of blood coming from like the ear holes and stuff like that on the Kenku, and from the mouth as well as you like part them down the middle there. All right. Anything else?
But I have any movement left?
Yeah, you'd have some. Probably 10 feet.
Would I guesstimate I'm more than 30 feet from the hill Kenku?
You're about 30 feet.
Okay, then I'll hang where I'm at.
All right. After that is Cackler. You're at +6.
Huzzah!
Hey!
I will once again use my Force Ballista at the man up on the thing.
Okay. Attack roll.
Nope.
You
That
get
one.
That one. Unfortunately.
There's 2 nat ones in a row, man.
When
That was a 2 and 2 nat ones in a row.
Yikes.
Thank you. And then I will once again try to get myself out of that damn trap.
Okay. Strength roll.
You just accept the trap and attack.
There we go. I'm out.
What'd you get?
I hope 18.
18. Yeah. You pull it open and it resets.
Can I like push it off to the side so it's not right where I'm standing?
You can just step to the side of it, but yeah, you are freed of it. So we can move that marker there. Although you're bleeding, so just leave it. Actually,
Leave it?
That'll
Okay.
Just remind me that you're bleeding. Okay.
Drip, drip.
So, but you do successfully free yourself and stuff like that. So now you have 30 feet of movement if you want to move. Since you did that before moving, technically.
I'm gonna go down to the other side of the hill, like this way.
This side.
Yeah, the side they can't see me so well.
Okay. Got it. Bless you. All right. He is going to swoop in, and he's going to stow his normal javelin and pull out. Store his magical one and pull out a normal javelin. And he's swooping, kind of hovering around all of you guys here. And then he's going to pull out a single javelin and throw it. And he kind of makes a gesture and says some sort of words. And as it does, it splits into dozens of javelins as he casts Conjurer Barrage. And
So
it's going
cool.
to hit Slate, Renastus, Tanil, Cackler, and Anetka.
What?
60-foot cone.
Oh my god.
What?
So, each of you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
We get +1.
I get
Oh,
+1.
let's go.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We need that.
Yeah, we do.
Hello?
Wasn't me.
Oh, wasn't you. Sorry. Anetka.
4.
Okay, you take 15 points of piercing damage.
Oh!
Spicy.
Slate,
21.
you take half that, so 7 points of piercing damage.
Nat 20.
7 points of piercing damage.
22.
7 points of piercing damage.
It's like a 3, because it gets half again.
Oh, I'm down again.
You're down again.
Okay. Alrighty.
I try to hide.
Alrighty. Yeah, hard to hide against that. Alright. Really? You just should surrender. It's not a big deal.
Oh,
He's like swooping
I
around.
know I'm unconscious, but can a little white flag like just pop up out of
Pop out of your pocket.
Yeah.
This time he's going to, as part of that, swoop down, and he's going to make an attack with the. You're going to get an attack of opportunity, but he's going to swoop down with the vulture attack and then part. So before you roll your attack of opportunity, first let me do the vulture's attacks. So the beak, natural 20,
Yeah.
and the claws, natural 2, so that's a fail. But the beak, which I seem to be doing much better than the claws, that's going to do 12 points of piercing damage total.
Sure doesn't want to fly by me and come in range.
And then it's flying back up. So it's about 30 feet up again,
Grab onto his talons, like.
and it's a little bit closer to
I'm sure that will end well.
Flo's positioning, 30 feet up in the air. It's sort of more in this region now, where it ended. Okay, go ahead and make your attack of opportunity.
Get him.
This is against the vulture.
Nope.
What do you get? 7. Unfortunately not. Caught so off guard by the big piercing beak in your shoulder.
Yeah.
You're not able to react in time. Okay, next is Anetka.
To get a good.
Oh, Renostus needed to take his save. What did he just
No,
He
right.
passed.
Woo!
So he takes 9
Nice.
points. Sorry, 7 points. Up to 9 is what he's taking.
How far is this guy from Anetka?
Who's this guy? Sorry, I didn't see.
Oh, this guy.
So he's 30 feet up in the air, plus it's about 55 feet. So,
Hypotenuse from that.
yeah, the hypotenuse of
Less
that.
than 120.
Less than 120, yes.
Okay.
Fair to say.
So she'll take out, right in his face, take out the sock project and cast magic missile, and as each one goes into him, she'll ask, "What? You did not answer my question."
That's a lot of bolts. What
Yeah,
level are you
that's-
casting?
At second level.
Okay, so
What,
you get 4.
did not answer my question? That's interesting.
Yeah, about Leshka.
Leshka. Good old Leshy.
Good old Leshka.
Do we care about Leshka that much?
She apparently does. I don't know.
15
15.
force damage.
He takes the damage, but he's still... That was a pretty hefty strike, so good rolling, but he's still got plenty of fight now. He sort of laughs. Look, it's really simple. You just need to surrender. You might fight and you might win, but if you lose, we will torture you to death while the others watch.
I like this.
You need to work on your branding.
Ah! Thank you for reminding that. Branding, boys! And all the Kenku pull out lit branding irons.
Oh,
Oh my god!
All right,
where did they
and
stow that safely?
questionable, but they're gonna go ahead and make their attacks
Oh my
and move in
God.
here, and
All of them
this
on
one will
flow.
move in.
All of them are braiding flows.
So 2 of them on Flo. The brand that is his symbol, the winged skull over the wagon wheel. So first one, that is going to be a 17 to hit.
I'm just waiting for them to break out like some dance
Yeah.
number.
17 to hit. Okay. You take 5 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
That's a cockeyed. 12.
No.
All right. So this one you dodge away. You get like a burn mark on your arm, pretty severely. There's like the crackling flesh, but your watery nature helps prevent it from being like a permanent big brand mark so far. The other one's going to attempt to brand slate. That's a fail.
Okay.
A natural 4. All right. Toniel, you're up with Renostus on deck.
Cool. No, I'm gonna let Slate take the last Kenku, and kind of turn around and toss a healing word out at the cackler.
Okay.
Where's my d4s?
Cackler's so getting mad at you.
So 7 points.
Uh,
So, and then I'm going to. Is the vulture within 60 feet of me?
Where are you?
I'm right here. I can move
Yeah.
if I need to. But I'm going to toll the dead on. Let's go for the bird because I want to get
Okay.
him off the bird.
What save? What kind of save?
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Before you do,
What's your DC?
Before I do.
I don't think we've hit the eagle.
Yes, we have. Somebody hit the eagle.
Someone did it. Yeah.
Oh,
Miles.
did you hit the eagle?
Somebody
It
did.
was like
Yeah,
zero.
you're
Someone
right.
did it on your attack back.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save
It
14.
was me.
It got.
I need to go
Might have
back.
failed just by 1. Yep, failed by 1. 13.
Sweet. So that's going to be a d12 because it's taking damage. It takes 11 necrotic damage.
I don't think you rolled less than like a 10 on that.
I don't know.
So it's like gong, and its wound just in tune with the gong just rips open. It's hurt certainly, but it's still standing.
Oh, I mean,
Well, still
It's
flying,
still
as it
flying.
were. All right, that's it for your turn.
Yes.
Okay, Renostus. He's running low on spell slots, so he is going to go up, and he is going to cast a firebolt against the. He'll cast it against the vulture. That's going to hit with a 15.
hooray.
get him! Get him! Get him!
All right. As it goes, and it dies. He hits it right on the hair. out of the air. But as he does, as it goes, he's like, "Well, that," and you see him just like floating, and he's
This man.
like the air kind of gusting him up, and he's lowering down. Well, that simply wasn't nice. That was my favorite, but not the only ones. And he snaps his fingers.
Yep.
So we're going to. He's now floating by himself.
I think the advantage has gone away at this point.
Yeah. And as it does, let's see. Who was that? Who just went? Renostas?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So from this tree, cunningly placed,
Jeez.
and this tree, cunningly placed,
Oh my god.
2 more giant vultures appear into the fight here. You might want to think about my offer. Last chance. But otherwise, it is they're just sort of soaring in from the outsides there, and he's levitating.
Can I use a reaction?
Sure.
I don't know. Like this isn't a thing, but it's a thing.
Okay.
Out of my
Great way to start.
Out of my force ballista, kind of like in tone with the whole bang, like just little white flag, little.
So are you attempting to like surrender on behalf of the group?
I'm just trying. Yeah, I'm trying to. We're getting lasered by these guys.
Okay. So you're like
Oh.
suffocating and like you
Yeah.
can repeat the word surrender. He said it plenty of times.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying, well, you might want to listen to your friend here. Clearly the wise one, even though he'll be going along. All right. At any rate, though, is Flo's turn at the top of the round with Slate to follow.
Okay, I'm gonna make an attack on this guy.
Okay, go for it. Attack roll. Get him.
Oh,
Got him.
10 does not hit.
okay.
Dodges
Well,
away. Bonus action attack again.
my bonus action, I'm gonna do second wind
Oh, nice.
and heal myself.
Got it. D10 plus 1.
11.
11?
Very nice.
Max rolling. Them fighter rolls, man. Okay. Well, that's it for your turn, presumably. Slate, you're up.
Yeah.
Tackler on deck.
I'll attack the guy who just grinded me, or tried
Okay.
to.
Yep.
Does 14 hit?
14 does hit. Go and roll damage.
Would be an additional 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. I think that guy is unhurt. Yeah, he's unhurt. So, he's looking rough, but still standing. Okay. Cackler, you're surrendering. Is there any action that you want to take that's a non-combative one?
Yeah, I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. Go and roll a d8.
Yeah. Figure it my own. I'm still pretty good. Nice, there we go. So that's plus. So 5 plus.
I want to see your force cannon do damage.
I do too, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
What did we get total?
I'm looking. But I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm not smart. It's gonna be 8 total.
8 total. Okay. That's gonna.
No.
That's gonna close your bleeding wound there,
That's good.
and restore you some hit points. All right.
I'm just gonna repeat like what I was saying. Like I'm like telling the party to like stand down. Like surrender. Like it's okay. Like
Okay. And at this point, it's his turn. And he says, "Well, we're down bone, but Marrow, you're on the Raven. Sanu, you're with me." And he, this one, swooping down, is going to attempt to grab you. This one is going to pick up him.
you said marrow.
He fails his mount.
Yeah. Easily.
Flies anyway.
Easily. Everything's going wrong.
Oh,
Help. In any case, so that's sort of his bonus action to issue the commands. It's okay. He doesn't have to fit on that. It's
Okay.
doesn't really
Wait,
conducive
wait,
with the tail.
We know that he's.
He's flying. It's the minis are representations, right?
Theater of the mind.
Yeah, theater of the mind. So when the vultures go, they'll make their attacks there. It's a little out of order. But first, he's going to attempt to weaken his prey, which is going to take the form of let's see. let's see. He's going to do a. He's going to throw his special javelin at. Yeah, he'll go ahead and throw it at Slate. 12 to hit.
Oh.
Okay. Flies back to his hand, and he's going to go ahead and throw it at Anetka. 18 to hit.
Oh, what? I don't. Yeah, that hits.
Great. You take 8 points of piercing damage, and go ahead and make a con saving throw, please.
Con saving throw. Sorry, what? How much damage?
8.
8. Con is a 15.
15. Okay. So while it hurts as it flies back, it doesn't create that big bloody effect. All right. Now it's the vulture's turns, and they're going to go ahead and make a talon grapple at each of you guys. I'm going to say it gets advantage against you because you're surrendering.
Yeah.
So that's going to hit. Well, if you're not fighting back,
Yeah.
it's just
I'm
gonna
not resisting.
grab you when it's talons. So against Flo, that's going to be a 19 plus 5, so 20 plus 4, 23 to hit. There we go.
Easy miss.
Easy miss. Easy miss, yeah, clearly. It grapples you and is beginning pulling away and flying out with him on top as you're being, and he says, no middle fox this time. You're going straight to the captain. And
Oh, heck no.
he just sort of gives like a whistle. Pleasure doing business with you, boys and girls. And he swoops off the two.
Flying away, I was gonna say, brother, no.
And he and them are attempting to make a flee situation. So fleeing combat. So this one swooped in, grabbed you, and is sort of flying back to its original position. This one swooped in, grabbed Flo, and is heading out in this direction. As for the branding and the promised torture, well, my friendly feathered folk, I'll leave that to you. And the Kunku sort of, clearly they were, abandoned or surprised.
Where are the brothers?
All right, Anetka, your turn.
Okay.
And Flo is going with
The whole thing is just a complete twist.
Netka looks devastated, but it looks like she's almost making calculations in her head, seeing where the eagles are, seeing that the cackler voluntarily surrendered. So she sort of shakes her head, focuses on the Kenku, turns to Slate. You want to hit a little harder?
Yeah.
Then she'll actually get within 30 feet, but I think she can pretty. So she'll sort of wave her hands, and then Slate's a big guy, but like a sweater starts forming around him, and it's huge. It's like so big, and you're like, why would she? And then
the sweater of swollenness.
Yeah, because then he doubles in height. Enlarge/reduce.
Ooh!
Your size is now large. All your weapon attacks, because your weapon also gets bigger, do an extra 1d4 damage.
Oh my god.
Nice. So I'm 16 feet tall.
Anyway,
Closer to a giant than you are to like an ogre, but I even have an appropriately sized Slate extra big model.
oh
Oh my god.
my gosh. And she's just sort of seething a little bit, but just like,
To the side. Still
Get him.
controlling this thing.
Bro, if these guys aren't surrendering, I don't know what they're doing.
All right,
So
so
anything for strength checks?
oh, advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Okay.
nice.
I'm more.
All right.
Disadvantage.
So Kenku are next. This one is sort of like, and like drops its brand and is just sort of like.
In the distance.
These two, however, are not convinced and are going to take a joint fire at. We'll go with Tanil. So that's going to be a 20 and a 13.
20 hits.
Okay. It's going to be throwing my dice all over the place today. I'm so excited. 7 points. Ooh, max hit.
Dang. Oh, so that does get halved to what, 4?
3.
3. Rounding down. Slate takes 3. Go ahead and make a constant. Are you concentrating on your weapon? Yeah. So go ahead and make your.
That's not a concentration
Oh,
spell.
it's not a concentration
That's why it's so
spell.
freaking
So
good.
good. All right. Otherwise, they are going to spread out and kind of make a cover net for their master. In that case, this guy is surrendering.
I think he was replacing me in the party.
All right, so that's it for their turn. We had a net cast, so Tennille, you're up with Gnosis and back.
Have either of them been hit? Can I tell, like, do either of them look injured?
Let's see. This one was on the verge of death.
Right, but he surrendered.
This one got firebolted, and this one is unarmed.
I'm gonna toll the dead on the firebolted one.
Yep, go for it.
So that's a wisdom
Cinch.
save
Oh,
for
yeah.
him.
Okay. That's a fail with a natural 3.
I rolled a 6 that time.
Wow!
There you go.
That's still planning to kill him, because he's already hurt. So, this time it's sort of like silvery flame that re-erupts from his burn wound.
I'm gonna. I know it's not gonna reach him in time, but it's gonna kind of do over here somewhere towards that guy.
Got it. Okay. Renostus. Why are we abandoning them? And is going to take a firebolt shot at the vulture that the new one, Sinu. That
Not Mara.
guy's not Marrow. But she unfortunately rolled a natural 2, so fire goes whooshing off just past. You see like a fiery bolt shooting past, but you're so, whoa, yeah, kind of dutch. Yeah, ducking out of the way of that one as much as you can while in the Talons. Okay, so that's it for Renossus' turn. Flo, your turn. You're grappled and like taloned by this thing. What are you doing? What are you doing? So taken aback.
I guess I'll try to break free,
Okay, go ahead and make a strength roll.
but that's not
Not
great.
Dex or whatever. Just sneak in.
Not while she's in, like, the talon's, like, embedded. It's not as,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a death grip situation.
She done snatched.
You can try it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Go for it.
Now what?
That one.
That's not happening.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you struggle, it just sort of quickly tightens, and you feel like some of the talons that are around your neck just, like, tighten just enough to, like, start impeding air a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, that's it for your turn, because you don't have any movement or anything. Slate, you're up.
Okay, well. So question for the
Slate
DM.
the swollen. Yes.
So I'm, 16 feet tall.
Yeah.
A large lad.
Uh-huh.
Kenku are typically pretty small.
Yeah, about 5 feet.
So, can I grab one and try and throw it at the eagle?
Good job.
Okay, so you're grabbing the surrendered one?
No.
A hostile one.
Oh, okay.
That'd be cruel, Nicholas.
Okay, so you go ahead and make a unarmed strike. So roll strength proficiency.
And if it's a strength check, he gets it
It's not a
managed.
strength check to do this part. This is just an attack roll to hit.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20, alright. So you you just grab him by the beak and then just twirl him, twist him around your hand. And just it's like beak first javelin situation. I'll allow it. Go ahead and you're throwing at the one with Flo or the one with Cackler?
With flow.
Okay, at the
eagle.
At the eagle. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Again, unarmed. This is like improvised weapon situation. So just go ahead and roll and add your strength.
Plus 1d4 because
That's on damage, right?
on damage.
Yeah.
At my strength, that'll be 17.
17. So it's a
God.
as it just shoots through and
Okay, wait, but it can fly for the first time in its life.
yeah, first time this Kenku has wings, or at least is hurled by a thing. That's quite the distance. I'll allow it just from cool factor. So it just strikes. It does 1 plus your strength plus 1d4.
God.
I have no regrets about choosing this spell.
God.
Let's see. That'll be 1 plus my strength. That'll be 9 hit.
Okay, so you just sort of as it sort of drills its way into the back of the vulture, and it sort of fumbles with Flo, but manages to hold her. And the guy on top, the Vulture Lord, looks back and he's just sort of, what the? And he looks and sees you, and you just see him take the back of his javelin and just and execute the poor Kenku, and it just falls down below from below. So that's his reaction. A nice attempt, but you'll have to try a little harder than that. We'll be seeing you. All right, so that's it for Slate's turn. Cackler.
I'm still within 60 feet of my force ballista.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, just because I can, I'm just gonna blow up the wagon with it. So I'm gonna shoot it at the wagon.
Okay.
I'm more or less trying to try to draw their attention because I want this to go peacefully. I know if he attacks him, it's
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, yeah. Sure, that'll probably hit. 16.
Yeah, definitely. Go and roll the damage.
Okay. 6.
6. Yeah. So, like the front part of it plus one wheel just gets shredded off and goes flying. Yeah, some shrapnel and various wood pieces get pushed around, and then the cart itself kind of grinds and bumps up against the base of the hill.
Fun.
All right. So that's it for your turn.
Yeah.
So now it's his turn. He says, "As I said, it's a pleasure doing business. I'll be sure to come back for that, torturing you to death part. Gotta establish a good reputation. Until then, ta-ta for now!" And he is going to continue flying out of combat and order the same for his vulture compatriot out of combat. Alright, and there are no further remnants of who surrendered. So no further active enemies at this time. And so with a heavy heart, the party watches on as...
Okay, but as they
soaring...
see Cackler going away, he has his arms out like he's flying. He has that piece.
And with the sad tidings of the stolen allies by the hands of the Lord of Vulture's most unusual behavior, as he himself remarked, no gold, no looting, just grabbed his targets and left, leaving all of you bloodied, certainly, by his various weaponry and magical abilities, wondering what to make of all this. So, what is everyone doing?
Anetka's gonna march up towards the surrendering Kenku, take out her finger and then cast message towards him. Where are they taking them?
I don't know. Possibly seaside somewhere. Boss hired us inland. City. Hired us in the city.
They were hired in the city. They're taking them seaside.
And you would know, obviously, that Solni is on the water as well.
Mm-hmm.
Quick interjection. If I saw you starting to question him, I guess it would be, for Slate, it would be kind of a subconscious action.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just, make a gesture after he needs to cast Zone of Truth on the Kenku.
Okay. Yeah, nice. What is the saving throw of that?
Charisma, I think.
Zone of Truth.
And the DC?
DC is going to be, I believe, 13. Zone of Truth is a charisma.
Okay. You feel like energy flow out from you and sort of engulf around it, and you see it sort of flicker weirdly, and then it just sort of goes slack and its eyes are wide open. It looks normal to you, it just looks that way to him. But it doesn't seem like it was lying in that particular case.
I will move up and just be a hulking, threatening presence.
You absolutely are that.
Just over Anetka. Just 11 feet over Anetka.
At this stage, Renostis is sort of saying, "Well, perhaps we need to make haste ever more than before. It seems like there's
certainly more to this story than what we expected. I, at least, am thinking I'm not alone in thinking there may have been an attack, but kidnapping rather than looting seems beyond character from what we knew of him. Perhaps we can, what was it about captain? That might be an animal, a fox maybe, that he said something about. Perhaps there's something we can follow up with there. Ask him about where he was hired, maybe.
Yes, and at that point, this point, enlarged reduce would probably be. So he's still towering over Anetka, just not.
Just normally.
Instead of 11.
Yeah.
Yes.
So returning
So,
to his normal
Ask
size.
him, sorry, what? Ask him where he was hired, or
Yes. Where in the city was he hired?
where in the city were you hired?
In the dockside Werewarrens area. Gilwater Stalls, Werewarrens. It was all set up ahead of time. We were in a meet inland. Planned to set up ambush with our mimicry. Got the voices we needed.
How did you get those voices?
Captured, killed a few. Boss said so. Branding.
Boss said so.
Well said so. Who did you kill other than the halfling?
A handful.
What did they
Some
look?
that were. All humans look the same to me.
But humans.
Humans, a few halflings, and not much more than that. Halflings, humans. Few were weird, acted strange.
Ah, yes, that.
They have the animal noises too.
Gosh, breathing heavily, just staring down the sky.
Slate will mimic what she does just above her, looking down.
This
I like to
tower.
imagine it's like back to back.
Do you know anything about this captain?
No captain.
You're doing this mentally, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no captain.
Just Arturius, Vulture Lord. Said he'd grant us some of his flock if we did this.
Well, that worked out well for you.
Yes, unfortunately, not so much.
Then yeah. And then I'd assume Anetka would know where the Werewarren is in this.
Yeah, it's a section of the Gildwater Stalls, which is the waterside district of Solni.
You're a piece of work.
Just trying to earn gold. A lot of refugees coming in. A lot of opportunity.
Might I recommend maybe, I don't know, pickpocketing or getting a job or not doing this?
Pickpocketing and getting it.
You know.
Steady income.
You know.
Well, we were, desperate, needing what we needed, and pickpocketing ain't so easy now in the city.
And this was a walk in the park, really.
Well, obviously it didn't go well. That's why I'm helping now.
And you just from the outside, you're just hearing like.
What should we do about this one? I think we've gotten most of the information we need.
Surrendered.
He did surrender. He also killed a few of the people from Bright Meadow, so. True neutral.
Well, I, at least think that, it might be best if we, see if we can come up with any other answers, any other questions that we might want to gather. Folk like this always know more than what they're telling.
She'll turn him over to the soldiers.
Oh, I like that. Also,
There's to be justice done. Let the people who are supposed to do the justice do it.
oh, they'll probably make him one of them.
Make him one of them.
Yes, sir.
It's not as fun coming from you.
Let's tie him up and get moving.
Yeah.
Unless we're like gonna straight up go the evil route and execute captives, but I don't think anyone here is actually evil.
Yeah.
So-
He did kill people, but I think he could be useful.
Well, I'm telling you, that's not neutral. That's straight evil.
I'll pull out some rope and start tying him up.
Okay.
Make sure I also gag him as much as you can gag a Kenku to
Yeah,
make sure he
tie
stays
the-
there.
tie the
there.
beak.
Yeah,
Tie the beak shut, yeah. Yeah, you tie him up pretty successfully, and are able to bind him and stuff like that. Pretty heavy, 5 foot individual. Still having to lug that around and probably be beyond your regular carrying capacity to
I'm gonna tie a rope to him and just kind of
Childish.
let him walk on his own
Yeah.
leash kind of
yeah,
situation.
he's
Okay.
to tie him to me and Slate.
Okay.
Or no, well, should we do Slate and Renastus because they're both big boys.
I kind of want to grab the ballista that was.
It's like decomposed basically into
Once
parts.
there's
And
concentration on it, it just kind of breaks apart.
yeah, it just breaks apart into pieces, and then the pieces just sort of dissolve into rusty bits.
So that would have been. I would take one of those.
Yeah, that might have been. That would be a little too broken if the artificer could just keep handing out a whole bunch. Like, can already hand out magical items, but handing out force crossbows on top would be pretty
items
handy.
from him either. He's stolen our magic. Nate doesn't get it in the future.
I should just. I should have saved the pit one and just chucked it on top of the vulture. Just said,
Mine's a glory.
Or summon a horse.
All right. So with the newly bound captive and silenced individual, and a rather heavy heart despite this cheerful music.
Is there a
With-
bear coming?
Yeah, with the captives swooped in, stolen. What is everyone doing? The remaining 4 of you.
So we try to catch up to the caravan?
Yes, but I wonder if we ought to make a more direct route to Solni and avoid a stopover at. What do you think, all of you? Do we want to stop at the shrine and get some news? It might be nice to see if we can update it. Well, I suppose it's best if we save the advertising edition that I'd been working on for another time. More pressing matters, I suppose.
Yeah. Even if we don't rest, it would probably be at least good to warn people about this new behavior.
We can camp on the road.
Yeah, but I want to see how, since they killed some people from Bright Meadow, I want to see how that's just the ones they killed. We don't know how the caravan itself is faring.
That's true, but we shouldn't jump to any conclusions. There were a lot of wagons, so I'm sure your family is safe. Probably.
While they're
Very
talking.
reassuring, Ren.
I do my best.
In memory of the cackler, I will loop the
The remaining.
Kenku.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
And actually, while he's doing that, Netka will cast a message again towards the live Kenku and ask, did you injure the rest of the party that you killed some of?
Yes, some. 4 in total.
That's not very many. They're average people.
What'd you get? 23. You find 15 gold, which is a fair bit for bandits, stuff like that. You also find what looks like some kind of brass and gold locket.
Just one.
Just one. And you also find what looks like a Signet crest ring with a little bit of a family crest on it.
Okay, so I'll grab
The ring is mostly copper with a gold setting.
Okay, I'll hand the 15 gold over to Tennille.
Okay.
I guess we haven't actually specified in game that.
Who's holding the money? It's always just Felina. Whoever Felina's playing is also the bank.
Yeah.
And the bomb, and it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, did we want to split 4 gold each, and then there's be 3 extra?
Sure.
Oh yeah, Fred. I forgot.
3 people would get gold, or 4.
3 gold each of
1%.
us.
Friend's getting 3 gold.
So all of us get 3 gold, and that would.
4 in this case. There's 15. Yeah?
15.
So we 3 get 4. You get 3.
Sorry, Ren.
What'd you get?
That's what you get for not having internet.
Poor cat.
We love you, cat.
On the recording, we love you, cat.
You know, either of these.
Catch
I
you
would
next
assume
time.
neither of these seem magical.
Are you gonna attempt to investigate them further, or
Yeah.
you're not seeing any initial like arcane marks or anything? But go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation, Archon.
Investigation in this case.
That will be a total of 19.
Arcana would be something like discerning existing marks,
Nice.
whereas you're trying to see if there's something like
If there is.
giving away. The locket has a clasp that opens, so you open it, and it looks like a picture of a loving wife and husband, like on their wedding day, kind of situation.
You're a monster.
Are they Kenku?
They're not Kenku. It looks like some townsfolk. Looks like a halfling couple.
Got it.
And then the signet ring, you see has sort of a. It's done in the style of like fancier ones, but it doesn't seem to be like super valuable. You might estimate, still got some value. So they're each, still worth maybe selling for something, but the signet ring just has the letters SS.
Thank you.
Hmm?
The
Nicholas
Danger
is
Noodle
bigger.
family?
Okay, so having picked up that, what else are you doing? Oh, also in addition, they each had a short sword, a branding iron with the symbol of the skull over the wagon wheel, a short bow, although one has its string broken, and a total of 21 arrows remaining.
Okay. I'll let people know if they want those.
So 4, let's see, it would have been, how many? 7? 7 swords, 7 branding irons, 7 bows, one with a broken thing, and 21 arrows left.
Got it. I wouldn't take any of this stuff.
You could try selling some of it.
Sure could.
Maybe if someone has some paper, maybe a pencil, take a rubbing of like the brand symbol so we could show people.
I'll at least take 1 brand. That's not so much to carry.
I think we did this at the last wagon site we found on the way out here, but I'll touch the Warbright stone to one of the brands just to see if it does anything. Because I know we touched it to the flag.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to
Okay.
Try the
do
vulture.
too much.
Oh, the Dead Vulture.
Yeah, there's a dead vulture there.
I'll
on the
go
ground.
touch it to the Dead Vulture.
Okay, yeah. It gets a sort of small wisp. I'm making a note of all the stuff that you guys have collected on your
I
Lord
also,
Bright area.
I also have like
Yeah,
a
me
list
too.
too.
Good to have redundancy. It's important. So yeah, you do get a little flickering wisp of energy going into the green and gold stone. Sort of golden mote that flashes within.
Go up towards the vulture. Just try to see if there would maybe probably go for blood to see if she could use it to dye stuff.
Neutral.
Okay.
It's not a nipple bag, but it's getting close.
Make a medicine check.
It's a good thing birds don't have those.
What?
Nipples?
Have you looked that closely?
No, but I understand that
These
they're
are-
born from eggs.
These are special birds.
8.
8.
No nipples.
No.
This
You do
breed
get
by birth.
you can collect some blood.
Yeah.
It's dripping off.
So
What?
you take a vial and scoop up some blood in it.
And she'll look around. What? Shit.
You're once again getting that horrified look from Tennille.
Is this how you guys feel when I do it?
Yes.
No, you're doing it for science.
I'm doing it for the
Renostus is going to pluck one of the large feathers from the vulture.
What? It's for knitting purposes. All sorts of dyes can be made with blood. They come out this very, very beautiful black, sort of blackish, but kind of sparkly. It's quite interesting.
Remind me never to have you knit me something
Was that
Well,
an intimidation roll?
I suppose that's a good tactic if we are needing to intimidate somebody.
This is the blood of the giant vulture.
And she kind of looks like menacing, or he, Rhinoceros, kind of looks a little menacingly at the captive, and then back to what you had just said, and you collecting the blood, and then back, and you just.
Yes. Oh, but for you, I think I'd go for feathers.
God.
That's really. Oh, don't act like you are such a good person.
If we're going to compare the number of people that each of us has killed to this guy, he's a glowing citizen.
I think our characters are okay in this campaign.
Yeah. Our non-feud campaign, level 10, things have happened.
We did execute somebody.
Yeah, I was a captive.
So, having looted, having gathered your supplies and the rest of yourselves, wounded, you guys are going to head back in the direction, directly following the road, getting back on the road, directly following it. What would that be? Like north, I'm trying to think of the map, north, east of your current location, to try and get to the Shrine of Leto, halfway through to the city of Solni. You guys have a few more hours before you're going to be worn down and needing a rest. And since it was only a few hours into the beginning of the day so far, we'll be able to pick up with that next time. Since this is sort of metagaming a little, the two of them have some reasons that they are going to need to be away from the table for next little bit. So
Some jolly reasons.
yeah. So we will cut the episode a little bit shorter, so this is a good clean cutoff here point, and we'll pick up next Sunday. We're back to weeks where we're playing on Sundays weekly, so we will be picking up with that next Sunday, again 6:30, and right here at twitch.tv/DragonPoetSociety. You can find us at DragonPoetSociety.com, Instagram and YouTube /DragonPoetSociety. We'll be putting up new different pieces on Instagram and stuff to get more of the party and other models painted, so have a look out for that. And to those of you at home, thank you so much for watching, and thank you guys for playing. Hopefully next time we'll be back with Kat and have a smaller party of 4 as the party moves on to pursue this next chapter. So thank you very much everybody for watching.